Hello, my fellow foam flinging enthusiasts. Welcome to another fun-filled foam flinging episode of the Foam Zone. I am your host, Andrew, aka Dart Sweep, and I would like to welcome you all to our live streaming show this week. So welcome. I'm just booting up my tablet right now. So give me a second and let's see who we have joining us this evening. All right, General Strife. Hello, welcome. Appreciate you being our guest a couple weeks ago. Good to see you. We have Agent Hazard. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So, once again, this is the Foam Zone. My name is Andrew, aka Dart Sweep. I am your host. Uh, if this is your very first time joining us here on the Foam Zone is a bi-weekly live streaming show where we basically talk foam flinging. We talk shop about everything that's related to Nerf, Dart Zone, X Shot, 3D printing, clubs, hobbies, events, anything that has anything to do with our foam flinging hobby community. We like to invite guests on to be on and get to know them a little bit better and share our passion for foam flinging that we all share. So if that is something that you are interested in, please feel free to reach out and we would love to get you on. We have two live streaming shows between the Foam Zone and Get Off My Lawn. And as many of you know, this was supplemental originally to provide some content as we build out our World Foam Alliance website, which is still a work in progress. Things are getting done, so that should be exciting. But I also do want to direct everyone over to Out of Darts because I know that they have been setting up their map of events and clubs in the area. So again, the more the merrier, as long as we can get all the information out there where we can connect, really that's what it's all about. So I highly recommend checking out of Darts. I know they made a post relatively recently, and get yourself on the map. If you got a club and you're not listed there, or some clubs obviously are no longer in existence, so any kind of curating help is greatly appreciated. But yeah, so again, World Foam Alliance really kind of about just trying to come together, be a central hub for people to find events, clubs, a resource for clubs to provide resources to host events, tickets, crowdfunding, all sorts of good stuff. So that's the ultimate goal, and we'll get there eventually. And yeah, so but yeah, in the meantime, here we are on the Foam Zone. Tonight's guest, super excited to have on. As you know, we produce this at a whim with absolutely zero budget, but we make it work because we have people like our guests that will be joining us later on in the background to help us make it out. So I thought it'd be cool to invite them on, give a little background info, and again, it's all foam flinging related. We're all part of this small but large niche hobby community that we call foam flinging. So let's go to the live chat and see who we got in there. All right, we got Devin Tilley from B&B Indoor Foam Dart Arena. I hope you guys were able to reschedule your event. I know the weather put a little damper on the last Blitz Fire event. So I know that was going to be rescheduled or has been rescheduled. Thank you for joining us. And speaking of the weather, I got to say, today was the first day I was actually able to shovel away some of the snow concrete. I did a relatively good job of just half the driveway, just enough to get in and out. And then enough for the mail truck to pull up to the mailbox. But I go out there every single day with a shovel and just try to see if anything's breaking up and try to chisel away. And, even though it's been above 30s in some cases this past week, it's still been a challenge. But today, there's been a breakthrough. Oh, literally. So hopefully by tomorrow, all of that snowcrete that is relatively in my area will be gone. And I want to know. I know I've seen people online, especially Talent Accent Armory out in Nashville or Knoxville or in the Tennessee area, lost power for like 3 weeks, which is unbelievable. So make sure that we're all doing okay. Make sure we check up on each other. We're obviously all resilient and everything, but when you hear things like that, we just want to make sure we're all doing okay and surviving. It is a little tough out there currently, as we all know. So any support that we can get from wherever it is, I know is greatly appreciated. Even though some of us may only know us through the live stream or, through going to events or things like that. I think now is the time for us to not that we haven't been doing it, but, to continue to support each other. So, but yes, if you are able to dig out finally on the East Coast, at least if you live anywhere on the East Coast, I know the West Coast and hopefully some of the Midwest was able to avoid some of this gnarly snowcrete. I don't even know. That's what we're calling it, snowcrete. But so let's see. Let's get back to who else we have on. We have, let's see, shout out to Foam Fighter Dex. What up? Good to see you. Appreciate you for being here. Ivy with Wings. Good to see you. We have Bassick. Good to see you again. And of course, we had General Strife on last week. Al the Geek is in the house. So yeah, we got good company tonight. So appreciate once again everyone joining us. I personally am going through some pretty crazy life transitioning things myself. I'll be moving in a few months to a new house, which unfortunately is around the same time as Maryland Mayhem, which is stressing me out a little bit. But hopefully I will have moved by Maryland Mayhem and won't have to worry about that. But yeah, just crazy things go on, things get you distracted, and you do your best to maintain. And I am currently maintaining, happy, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next chapter. So, but it's a lot. I mean, everyone knows life, how it goes, but it's part of the journey, and we'll get there. So super excited. But yeah, I know I've been a little flaky or absent, but I'm getting back and refocused, retuning, recentering, remanifesting. So we should be good. So again, I appreciate everyone that has reached out and again has been here, interacting, engaging online, live streams, and been going to events and keeping our passion going for the hobby. So the winter can be a downer sometimes, especially if you're not having events, which in our case this year, unfortunately, we due to certain circumstances, we took the winter time off. But we'll be wrapping up, or we'll be starting back up pretty soon. We'll start hosting events again this month, and then eventually full swing once we hit April time. And then, of course, by that time, we have all the events happening. So, but speaking of events, let's talk about them. I know ABC, Atlanta Blaster Club, just had their 3v3 tournament, which I saw some photos and videos. Looked like a fun turnout. I'm very curious to know the placing. So if you have any information on what went down or anything regarding the event, please share and let us know how things were. If you were able to make it down there, compete, or you heard from anyone that attended. Love to know how that went. I know that Sub-Zero charity event happening up in the Rochester area is happening in March. I'm still contemplating going. I actually may be in a better position now that all is said and done with where I am in life. So hopefully I'll be able to make it up there for once. But fingers crossed. I believe they have a Discord. Sub-Zero, I think, is the first week in March, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, if you go online to the Discord, you should be able to find information. I know they're looking for volunteers, and of course, they're taking donations, and it's for a scholarship fund, I believe. for one of our fellow foam flingers. So yeah, it would be in honor of one of our fellow foam flingers. But yeah, I think it would be great opportunity. Again, if I get a chance, I'm definitely going to go check it out since I've never been. Uh, let's see. April brings us End War once again. They've moved the date into April, so hopefully weather won't be as much of a factor. Even though it was gorgeous last year, and I had a great time. But again, I'm easy to please. I have fun at any event that I go to, and especially ones that I don't have to organize or run myself. So End War, yes, 2026 down in North Carolina again. If anyone, there was a clip I saw when it snowed because Charlotte UNCC actually got snow on campus, and I saw them sliding down that main road that we traverse trying to escape zombies on. So that was pretty funny to see. So shout out to UNCC and the Urban Gaming Club or whatever they have evolved to these days. But yeah, so End War, I believe more information is available online. As always, they're looking for vendors, sponsors, and volunteers. So definitely hit them up. And let's see. And then that would bring us to May, which is an extremely fun month. Obviously, Maryland Mayhem will be happening. Not only Maryland Mayhem, though, right after Maryland Mayhem is Survival Fest. And Survival Fest has been making a recent announcement. They just released their theme. I think there's a video on YouTube, so go check that out. Once again, they have a Discord. Great, fantastic event, especially if you're really interested in that highly engaging HVZ element of foam flinging. They put on a fantastic production, fantastic show, fantastic game. And highly recommend if you haven't gotten a chance to go out there. I am hoping to go out there and that would be my third, I think, third or fourth year doing it. So you lose track at this point. But again, highly recommend. And of course, Maryland Mayhem. More information will be coming out shortly regarding that. But again, 3-day event. Pro tournament day 1 and 2, BlasterCon day 2, with a PvP indoor PvP battle, and then Sunday, the third day, is a HVZ event that is going to be held on a private venue. So it should be pretty fun, pretty exciting. More information available online. So let's see. After that, Rag has announced, I believe they are the first week of October now. I could be mistaken. If I am, please let us know down in the live chat section. Once again, I went to my very first Rag this past year in October. Had a blast. Still shoving out content for it, so you get an idea of what it's like. But again, a lot of fun. 3-day event. They have a con, HVZ, PV, or HZVZ, yeah, and then a pro tournament as well. So a lot of fun. More information is available. I know in the Discord they're asking for volunteers. Sign up at this point. So if that's something you're interested, please join the Discord and let them know what's up. Yeah, and then let's see. And then of course we have APOC and BPOC. I think returning. The dates have changed this time, I believe, though. So and I don't want to say what they are because I always miss it. But I think it may be in the first week of August, or they moved it to September. So so keep an eye out for that information and dates. Join the Uno Discord. It's a really fun Discord. They have a lot of fun in there. So if you need an invite, I'm sure we can get that to you. But yeah, lots of events. If I missed one, please drop it down in the live comment section. If you have an event coming up, please get that down in the live comment section. This is kind of how we're doing it, unless you're in a Discord, just kind of word of mouth still. But hey, that's the whole goal of the World Foam Alliance now, isn't it? Just to kind of streamline this process, so it's not just word of mouth, and you can just click a link and be like, "Oh, I live in Seattle. There's there's Xavier's and Silver Foxes and Bucket and all those groups that are out in that area available just by clicking a button and see, oh, continue. So again, that's what it's all about. So uh, speaking of which, if you have not done so already, please give us a thumbs up, hit that like and subscribe button if you have not done so already. Any support, again, is greatly appreciated. It takes a village, as we all know. So, yes. So, yeah. So, how is everyone? Again, I hope everyone survived the Snow Creek snowstorm. Any exciting blasters that have made their way that you've seen? I know that Out of Darts teased the Vesper is finally in stock, I believe, and they're getting ready to ship out the first shipments of those. So I will say the Vesper is something I had my eye on, and I'm looking forward to getting a chance to try out. But yeah, have you guys seen anything? There was a leak I did see. I think it was from Qualcomm of what looked like a X-Shot version of the Venom. So a full auto pistol X-Shot Pro blaster that I saw. I think the photos floating around somewhere. Someone sent it to me. So that's pretty exciting. And let's see, what else? I'm trying to think of anything specifically between the last time and this time that was really exciting that I saw that I wanted to mention. I think there is, but I just can't. I need General Strife here to refresh my mind. General Strife, tell us what we're missing. Let's see. Well, here's something I wanted to do. I did receive a package from Out of Darts a few days ago, and I just have not, once again, have not gotten a chance to do a lot of things just because I've been so busy doing life, trying to figure things out, navigate. But I did get a package from Out of Darts, and I thought it would be fun to see what's in the box. So I'm gonna give you guys, I don't know, let's do like a minute or two. Put down your wagers, what you think is in the box from Out of Darts, and I'll open it up and we'll see what it is. I'm not going to do a full unboxing just because I need to save some for content for the IG. But I'll unbox it and we can take a look at what it is. But yeah, place your bets on what you think is in the box from Out of Darts that I got. And of course, shout out to Out of Darts for sending me this. Appreciate this. And looking forward to seeing what's in the box. It never disappoints. I've never been disappointed by Out of Darts, and I'm not just saying that. Customer service, fantastic, and their communication never had an issue, and the team with Luke and Perry and Flux over there, really tough to beat. So. All right, let's see. MHP Vulture. Ooh, I do want a Vulture. I think it's a bill for what you owe them. Is that the new X-Shot Mag and Grip Fly? Yes, AJ, Alex, that is the Mag and Grip flywheeler from X-Shot I saw that I was talking about. Yes, I think we all need a Vulture in our lives. I think hopefully the files will be available. But yeah, I think we all need a Vulture in our lives and wouldn't complain about it. So any other ideas what they think is in the box? We have an S400. I want an S400. Please let it be an S400. Please. I have an idea what it is, and that's my way of saying I don't know exactly what it is, but I don't think it is an S400, unfortunately. But hopefully it is. All right. I think we have our bets wagered. Let's go ahead and see what's in the box. All right. These are my electric scissors. I promise you, it looks cooler when the battery's charged. All right. This is very exciting. I'm very excited to be unboxing this with you guys. I don't think we've done this before. All right. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. Final guesses. Final guesses. Going once. Going twice. We have from Out of Darts the knife rifle, the Mangjong. I forget what they called this. What it's actually been nicknamed. What is it? The knife blaster, knife rifle. I don't even know. But I've seen a few videos. Flux has this up on his channel. Oops. And I think Boomstick Mods got one. And this is I don't know, man. I just really like kind of like fun blasters. Anything that is like, like the One Piece blaster just came out on Target store shelves. Anything that just looks fun, and this looks fun. But not only that, I saw Flux do a chronograph reading, and this sucker's hitting like 200 plus FPS with the certain configuration. I forgot. I think with the strong spring. But apparently it comes with 3 springs. I think it comes with 2 knife attachments or 1 attachments, and yeah. Well, we'll find out actually. But I'm not gonna fully unbox it, but wouldn't be right of me not to show you what it comes with. Oh yeah, and I got the zombie one because me love me zombie slaying, me zombie slaying. But look at that, it is so cool. I don't want to take it out yet because I got to run this back for the IG. But yeah, it certainly does come with a few springs. Looks like a short and long rubber knife extensions, some darts, O-rings, extra stuff. Really nice packaging actually. So. But again, I saw Flux test fire this, and this looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait for our first blaster battle of the season to try this out. I love running on the field with silly blasters. If you guys have seen any of my videos or shorts, I have no problem running around Hulk smashing, or any of those silly blasters. This looks like a lot of fun, and not only does it look cool, it looks like it really performs way better than it has any right to be. So yay, thank you Out of Darts for sending me this. Looking forward to shooting and creating some content for this, so that should be fun. Before we bring our guest on, I did also just want to do another quick show and tell. As many of you know, I've fallen down the rabbit hole that is Beyblade X. And part of the reason is because there's actually a lot of crossover, I think, with the target audience and kind of the overall approach to it. And one of the things that share similarities is the fact that you can 3D print some things for Beyblades. So I just wanted to show you some of the crazy stuff that I got that is 3D printed, and maybe that you guys will appreciate because, again, 3D printing and the foam flinging hobby go hand in hand. But and again, I don't want to persuade you from going away from Nerf or foam flinging or anything. I just want you to see what else is out there besides 3D printed blasters. But in the vein of 3D printed blasters, this is a grip handle that is 3D printed. So kind of related, but pretty cool. And essentially the way that this would work is you would get this is a left spinning launcher, but basically put it in and 3, 2, 1, that's how it's done. So this little grip piece is also 3D printed. So it just snaps together, but 3D printed, fully functional grip. You guys are really gonna like this. This is another launcher, but the launcher's here and it fits into a sheath. So your launcher is basically a katana blade. You put your blade there, 3, 2, 1, go shoo. But again, a lot of fun, 3D printed. And then I have another fancier handle that is a samurai sword that is completely 3D printed that you put your ripcord in. And and then something that is super important in kind of like trading card games, you have to have a deck. So in Beyblades, you have something called a deck box to hold your deck, which holds 3 Beyblades. And this is also 3D printed block. And you basically put your deck, which is usually 3 Beyblades, in a case. And this is my fancy one. 3D printed, very, very fancy looking. Little lock there, and then it opens up like a taco, and then your bays are there. So very cool 3D printed stuff. Just wanted to share that. Figure I have this stuff. I don't think anyone else would appreciate it except for Beybladers and foam flingers because it's 3D printed. So thank you for humoring. But this is really what I'm proud of. This Couple Noodles is 3D printed, but it is actually a launcher. So you put your Beyblades in the bottom, and then 3, 2, 1, let it rip. A lot of fun. Couple Noodle launcher. Who would have thought? We need a Couple Noodles blaster. That's the next thing. I want people to, if we could come up with some type of blaster that is Couple Noodles themed or ramen themed, I think that would be a big hit, a big seller. I challenge anyone to come up with something for that. So, yes. So thank you for humoring me. I appreciate it. Oh, not that you care, but this also comes off, and then you can put your little bits and stuff in there. All right, let's get back to foam fling. Thank you for humoring me. Tonight's guest is someone who we're talking about. We always joke about having them on at some point, but again, I think the time is now. Everyone has paid their dues, and anyone that should be on the show should be on the show. So this person, as you may know, is someone who has been here since the beginning of the World Foam Alliance, since we've been doing the live stream, which I think we're going into our 3rd year now. But this person is in charge of our production, our actual stream that we host every week, not just for the Foam Zone, but also for Get Off My Lawn when the other man behind the curtain is not available. It takes a lot of work. If you know anything about live streaming on OBS or any other kind of platform, it's not just click and play, drag and drop. There is some knowledge and skill involved. But again, we are able to pretend to look like we know what we're doing, mainly because of our guests that we are having on tonight. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our good friend, our line producer, our showrunner, I don't even know what title we have. But our real man behind the curtain that really has stepped up and is here every Wednesday, taking at least an hour and a half out of their time to help us promote and share our passion for the foam flinging. So I would like to welcome to the show Daffy.
Yay!
Yay!
This is weird.
You're clicking on your own own bugs.
Well, I am pretty used to clicking and hosting. I'm usually the one asking the questions and answering them. So it's a change of scenery. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here.
Yeah. So no, I'll be honest. Last year, I think it was a couple of years ago, actually, right when we were starting to get the World Foam Alliance up and running, we had another producer, whatchamacallit,
He's founder,
websoft developer, basically, that was helping us on the back end. Yeah, Nate. Yeah, so good old Nate. But we were basically guests on one of the podcasts for the Foam News Collective, one of the earlier episodes. But the take was, Nate was not had anything to do with foam flinging. And then we just kind of thrust him into this whole crazy world. He came up for Maryland Mayhem and ran our stream for that and everything. But I thought it was interesting to have someone that wasn't necessarily directed to our hobby, that goes to events and flings foams and has a garage full or a basement full of blasters just sitting around. But have someone not an outsider, but someone that's not down as deep down the rabbit hole, and have them on as a guest. But again, you are kind of a line producer, and you've been here for 3 years helping us out. So, I want to talk about that and just kind of the evolution and your experience with foam flinging and, just talk shop and how it relates to you. And obviously you do podcasts and live streams and, so talk about how that all relates. And, I think you are a very integral cog in our wheel that is the World Foam Alliance, especially when it comes to our live stream here. So welcome to the show, Daffy.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it's been 3 years. Don't stop saying that. That's almost depressing how long we've been doing this, but it does fly. This is November. No, I said November. This is February 11th. So around this time, 2015, excuse me, 11 years ago, was my very, very first podcast. I don't remember the actual date, but that was on WWE Professional Wrestling. And the two hobbies, I guess I can't even call wrestling a hobby, but consuming wrestling is definitely a hobby, are kind of similar. The fandom is very similar, very geek-oriented, very nerdist-oriented, very friendly people for the most part. Yeah, so I have no experience in this hobby. The closest thing I have to Nerf was the Nerf football that whistled when you threw it. Yeah. So that was my only, never had a blaster, never had nothing. I never even heard of Dart Zone until I met Derek, and Nathan introduced me to Derek. So yeah, this has been an interesting few years, getting to know everybody, doing the work. Interesting conversations, interesting content, interesting community. I mean, people always show up. Like General Strife is here every single week. So meeting him last week or 2 weeks ago was pretty cool because, it's nice to meet people who support you. And, we're very grateful for the small community we have, all the largest community we have in the Discord. So all that fun stuff.
So Daffy, let's kind of reintroduce who you are for people that don't know. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and then we'll kind of go into, the hobby and foam flinging.
Yeah, so my background is in video production, podcasting. Really, it was in person. Well, usually it was all in person. But then COVID happened. We really had to kind of pivot until doing remote productions for my day job at the time. And within 48 hours, I kind of learned this program called vMix, which is what I use now to, click everything back and forth, throw up some images, do all the fun stuff, all the stuff that makes a production a production. I kind of had to learn it really quickly. And doing it remotely is always, it's convenient, it's fun, and you can do it from literally anywhere. We can have people from all over the world on this show, which is really cool. I really kind of joined this for a learning experience. I remember, because I know Nathan through his brother, who I went to college with. So once I heard about this show and what you guys were doing, and I watched it because you guys were going live on Discord, and I was like, oh, I could make this way better. I could make this way cleaner. And I saw this as an opportunity. Derek, the other man behind the curtain, being a marketing guy, and Nathan being a tech guy with the website, I was like, okay, this could actually go somewhere. I want to be involved. I really want to be involved. And then here we are 3 years later, still involved. But that's kind of my background. I'm definitely using this as a way to learn new things about the program. Like Foams Giving was a big one. Swapping people in and out, going live for that long, having my computer crash and freaking out, going to sleep. So that was definitely interesting, learning how to do the chat. So that's something I learned to do that through this show, which is stuff I can also use for my job, my career, my business, and further learning how to use this program to create better content for people. Because that's really what I do. I help people tell their stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, where are you located in the U.S.?
Yeah, I'm in Jersey. That's another thing I'm always very surprised of. How many clubs, how many people are from New Jersey? Because I'm like, wow, I never would have guessed. I live in right on the Hudson River in Hoboken, so I've been here, God, 7 years. But I grew up in Massachusetts. Went to school in Long Island, ended up in Jersey. Love Jersey, live in Jersey, have family in Jersey. But yeah, how many people have clubs and say they're from New Jersey is always like, damn, small world. We really are everywhere. So that's why I'm pretty. I think it's gonna be really cool once the website's up and running, to see all the different clubs and people be like, oh shit, there's a club like 30 minutes from me. Let's hop in the car and go. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love Jersey, man. I'm a Jersey boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's funny because we did a show up in Massachusetts, and you actually came out and hung out with us for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
evening, which
I
is
had an excuse. I had an excuse to go home, see my parents, see my brother. My mom's like, "You working?" I'm like, "Well, no, but yeah, kind of like the people I do work with, but I'm not working." So yeah, that
yeah,
was really cool getting because like you see you guys every single week, Al, you, Derek. So it's like, all right, if I have an opportunity to actually meet you guys in person, I'm gonna jump on it. And that conference or that convention was that expo was really really cool because like anime nerd stuff like I went in going to have fun and see what meet you guys. Left leaving with like $200 worth of merch.
yeah,
So that was really cool. I'm looking at the Keyblade I bought right here because of Kingdom Hearts. So like my nerddom does mix with other passions you guys have, but somehow um, darts just never crossed my radar. We actually had it on our campus at Hofstra. They called it Hofstra versus Zombies, which
Oh
was the
wow,
yeah. So when you say HVZ, it's humans versus zombies.
yeah,
I always think like, it was Club HVZ, but they called it Hofstra versus Zombies. So I was always aware it was a thing, and like seeing these people run on campus shooting each other, or just walking through the student center with their gear on. I was just like, oh, these guys look like they're having a lot of fun.
yeah.
So
I'd be curious to find out or see if Hofstra actually still has an HVZ club because that would be pretty cool. And for you, those that don't know, I'm in film and video. Went to school for film and video. Hofstra is an extremely high caliber film and
yeah.
production school. So if you
Their
ever get
school
an
of
opportunity,
communication. That's
yeah.
why I went there. Their communication school. I went for journalism. If I could go back, I would have done broadcast, because I originally just went for blanket journalism. And the decision for me to go there was the radio station, WRHU, which at the time was the number one non-commercial radio station in the country, college or otherwise. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. And that's kind of where I learned the act of radio. I started my podcast in college, listening to podcasts since 2012, when I was in high school. So that's really where I kind of found the passion for content, audio, radio, because podcasting is essentially just internet radio. And then as I went through college, video became more and more prevalent. So I wish I kind of went back and did RTVF, radio, TV, and film. But I mean, it all worked out, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
screw it.
No, yeah, I graduated, a BFA in film and video, and went out to Los Angeles and did
Yeah.
my residency. Was out there for a little bit, burnt out, and moved back to the DC area, and here I am, flinging foam. But no, I get it, and but it's funny because I feel like what we did in school, at least for me, I'm like one of the few people that is actually carried over kind of, even though I'm doing foam flinging, I'm doing live streaming. And, obviously in my personal business, I do film and video, but it's fantastic when, something that you went to school for or, put time and effort to, you're actually able to move on and
Yeah.
make a living off of that. So
And to answer Agent Hazard's question here, see, I can do that. I just press a button and the graphic pops up. The university is Hofstra, Hofstra. It's but the only problem, it's in Long Island. Yuck.
Yeah.
It's New York.
Yeah. Very well known school again.
Great school.
Yeah, very well known school. Definitely check it out if you're interested.
Beautiful campus. It is a very, very good campus for this kind of thing because you get one half, which is the residential side, all parking lots and the towers, the student towers, and the other side is all the actual classrooms. And the campus is gorgeous. You got the quad, all the flowers, the cats. So it's a very good campus to actually do this kind of hobby because it's a fair mixture of open spaces as well as places to hide.
Yeah, sounds like a perfect location to have an HVZ battle or an event. So maybe one day. But yeah, if anyone, or maybe we should check up on that and see if their HVZ club is still in existence. What's up, bud? What's going on?
Yeah.
You hungry? You good? All right, you're fine. All right. So you already said this before, but prior to kind of meeting, us here on the World Foam Alliance, you really didn't have much exposure or experience, especially with blasters.
No,
But
zero.
what were you doing as a kid growing up then, if you weren't playing with blasters? Because I think again, like a lot of us,
Oh, man.
I
Yeah.
had Nerf stuff, but I didn't really have blasters. I had the fencing, and then the Nerf basketball and footballs and kind of the sports stuff. But the blasters really didn't become a thing again until I found out, when COVID happened. I had a few friends that had a couple lying around, but the concept of organized Nerf wars and events and modding just was never in my ecosystem. So, but I imagine it was relatively the same for you as well. But what were you
Yeah.
doing in the meantime?
For us, it was wiffle ball. Wiffle ball was our
Nice.
sport. So I had a good backyard where it was like the perfect field, right? Pitcher's mound, good size away. We didn't like when we were little kids, we would run and try and peg each other. But as we got older, it's like, all right, you hit it onto the deck, it's a double. Over the deck is a home run. Over the tree, like directly, it's a grand slam, right? Because it's so tall. But our sport was wiffle ball, so we would do one-on-one. It would be me and my two other friends, one batter, one pitcher, one fielder. And as soon as you get a 3 outs, you switch. Pitcher goes to fielder, fielder goes to pitcher, pitcher goes to batter. And then as there was more of us, we would just do 2-on-2 or whatever. Me and my brother play with football. Me and my brother, my dad would play with football. 4th of July weekend, we go to my grandparents' house on Cape Cod. Me, my dad versus my brother and my cousin. So the four of us playing with football. And then as we got older through school, picked up more friends, bigger crew, we would play like touch football. Eventually in high school, we played tackle football. That was always fun until someone got hurt.
It always is.
Then from there, yeah, I was always just doing stuff outside, playing football in the street, playing wiffle ball. And then, as we got a little older too, a lot of video games, Guitar Hero, Rock Bands, Call of Duty, as Xbox 360 became a real big thing, gaming over Xbox chat. And then like middle school, 8th grade, a lot of as we could stay out later, get home from, because I also lived next to the schools. So we always walked home and then went straight to my house and fit like a bunch of us up in a tiny room, like 6 of us playing video games or just hanging out. Go walk down to the end of the road, get a sub at Double G's or a hoagie, whatever you want to call them, and then go back. We're hopped up on sugar and subs, and then stay outside and play kick the can around the neighborhood. So, 2 teams, 4v4 or 6v6, however many people we had, and then just hide all over the neighborhood. A lot of different trees, certain neighborhoods, certain houses, certain lawns, whatever you didn't want to go in because they would call and complain. So it's like, all right, just don't go here. But other than that, it was all woods and it's fair rain. So yeah, growing up was a lot of different outdoor activities as well as video games as for our nerddom. But yeah, none of my friends actually got into foam flinging Nerf as a hobby. I don't know like how like old is the hobby, because the only thing I know about Nerf was I knew blasters existed, but I didn't know like how high tech they were. So like I grew up in the 2000s, and then
Yeah.
and then 20 and then the aughts, 20 teens. So like, was Nerf bigger back then, or is it way bigger now?
So I think it's evolved actually.
Yeah.
Is from my observation, from the conversations I have. I think it was considered a kid's toy,
Yeah.
and something for mom to buy Timmy, in the store shopping aisle or for Christmas. And then around like the early mid 2000s is when the internet obviously was popping off and communities were being built. And I think the introductions of kind of modifying blasters to perform better and making your own blasters out of PVC, drain blasters
the
and things like
mods,
that
the
started.
modifying is the coolest stuff to me. But
So
I'm even trying to think back to like watching TV, Nickelodeon. I was a Nickelodeon kid. I remember commercials for Super Soakers, obviously. And then like certain other ads for kids. But in terms of blasters or Nerf, it was always like, oh, you can shoot these cups out of a triangle or different things or different like things you could shoot on your own. But it was never advertised as like a team sport, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. So again, I think kind of early mid 2000s with kind of the explosion of the internet and chat groups and communities really kind of when it started taking off, and then as a result, people started leaving their backyards with their friends and going to meet up and do a little bit more sophisticated or organized battles in the park or wherever, and then. At a certain point, there was enough interest where even larger events could be hosted. And then just based off of the attendance of that, it's really evolved to kind of where we are. Again, I don't have much experience prior to the pandemic, but just from what I've seen and talked to, I think we're really now kind of picking back up steam where the pandemic kind of chopped things up and put a halt to things. And now we're really picking up a lot of steam. And especially when Dart Zone introduced, the Nexus Pro, when that came out, I think that was one of the biggest game changers as far as the niche hobby community is concerned. Now, there's always going to be the challenge of mass market appeal and retention with that. And how do you get people that watch PDK videos and Aaron Esser videos? How does that relate, and how do we get those engagements into the hobby? And which is, we've had many discussions regarding that. But I think there's just again, kind of a nostalgic appeal to it, and then it opens up a rabbit hole, and then you again kind of find a community and like-minded people, and as you mature and get older, your definition of cool changes. It really does, So, I mean, I remember, you were talking about growing up in Massachusetts. I went to boarding school in Massachusetts in the 90s. I would never have been caught dead playing Magic or Pokemon. I was too old for Pokemon, but I would never have considered playing Magic the Gathering. And full disclosure, I have attempted to try to play Magic the Gathering, but my brain cannot compute.
Yeah, I get it.
One day I will learn.
Too much.
That's why
I turned 31 next week, and I still play Pokemon, like on the game.
Nice.
I still emulate. I still find ROMs for Pokemon games, so you're never too old for Pokemon.
For sure. And, we do these Beyblade tournaments in game shops. And so I'm starting to get the idea a little bit. But like I was saying, I would never have played that. I was worried, I wanted to be cool and, what friends think about you. And, at a certain point, that kind of becomes less important, and, really enjoying your time and being able to be who you are and be with people that you're, not trying to impress or worried about what they're thinking. You really do kind of find your tribe, and things change and you get different interests and things like that. So I think foam flinging has definitely been that for a lot of people. And, not to say that other hobbies and groups and communities don't share the same thing. But again, you've heard it, every single guest that we've had on the show. There is something unique about what we do here. And oftentimes it is the community and the people involved. And having no real prior experience to foam flinging, tell us, we kind of briefly mentioned it, but tell us how this kind of relationship evolved when we pulled you in. Give people the lowdown. Al actually had a really good question I wanted to see if you could answer before we get into this. It was, who were some of your most memorable guests that you remember us having on?
Yeah, I knew
Not
this.
to put you on the spot.
I knew this question was going to come up, so I had to prepare. I don't remember their name, but it was the team, the guys from Canada. And God, when we were doing, and it might have been A-Team. The A-Team, because they, like, anytime we were doing, I think it was during Foam's Giving, they had this gimmick, this phrase they kept saying over and over. I don't remember what it was, but it was like 2 scoops or something, too small, too something, or too sweet something. But I was like, those guys seem like the most down to earth, like regular people. I mean, that sounds mean, but like the most like people like I would recognize and like hang out with in real life, or like that was closer to like me and the people I hang out with, which is a testament to like, yeah, like this hobby does expand many social groups. Is you can't put someone who does foam flinging into a box. It is people from all walks of life, and many different people. So yeah, the A-Team, those guys, is definitely one that stands out. If General Strife had better internet connection last week, definitely General Strife. And then
Strife got demoted based off his connection last week.
And then it's a few of the people we've had on multiple times. You know, it's too many to remember, but definitely the A-Team definitely stood out.
Yeah. So shout out to Jeff, Blue, and Hixie. Awesome guys. If you guys are ever in the Toronto area, definitely check out their events. I think they host multiple events and in different locations. So check out Tang if you are in the Canada area. So let's see. But yeah, so let's talk about how this whole thing kind of evolved. We kind of skimmed over a little bit. But yeah, tell us again. We created the World Foam Alliance. I remember the exact day we Derek and I had done a polar plunge event for Dart Zone, and we were out to dinner and we were talking about how could we help promote the hobby and connect it, streamline it. And, it wasn't a new idea by any means, but putting a team together, I think was the thing that kind of was the different approach that we had, instead of kind of trying to do it all by themselves, which is extremely time consuming for doing anything by yourself. But yes, so we had discussed bringing on a few people. And then when the live show stream came up, obviously we needed to have some kind of guidance and expertise, and just the parties involved only had so much. And then your name popped up, and they said, we're going to bring on Daffy. I was like, all right, let's do it. And then next thing I know, we got Daffy. But I'll be honest, for the first month, I was calling you Daphne, because it was before we had created before we created the Discord and everything. We were just I think we were just chatting on voice chat or whatever, and I had convinced myself that you were Daphne because you were trying to make it Scooby-Doo related or something. And I was
oh my God.
Okay, I'll rock with that. That's cool. And then you're like, oh, it's Daffy.
No, like the duck. Yeah, like the duck. So Daffy was so I was in a fraternity at Hofstra in college, and Daffy was my pledge name. Why? I asked them why. I said, because, quote, you're a fucking cartoon character. And I was like, okay, I can rock with that. It's a great compliment. So yeah, Daffy. I mean, my friends still call me Daffy. Like Nathan still calls me Daffy. Like they'll be calling me Daffy until the day I die. So yeah, I call myself Will. Family calls me William. Friends call me Daffy. So it's fine with me. If it works, it works. Yes. But yeah, I fought for this position, believe it or not. So I know Derek was doing it. I know Derek wanted to learn it. But I saw what you guys were doing. I saw the vision. I saw the team, and I saw the opportunity. And anytime I can give someone career advice, it's never be loyal to the company, always be loyal to the opportunity. So always be chasing and seeking opportunity. So I saw this as an additional revenue source. I saw this as a potential job. I saw this as something that could actually grow with a great niche and a great vision. So I believed in it. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. So when I approached Derek, I was like watching the stream. I was like, oh, you could do this, just giving him suggestions. And I remember him being like, okay, then he did it. And I was like, ah, crap. I gave away my position. I remember telling Derek, I was like, you don't even need me. He's like, what do you mean? I'm handing this off to you. I'm like, okay, word, cool. So that's really what it was. And then Derek hopped into our other Discord channel, which I game with, which because he knew Nathan. So I met Derek through playing balloons because he's really good at balloons, just in our Discord server and chats. We'd be playing the game, hanging out, talking. And every now and then this would come up, and I'm like, I want to do this. I think this could be really cool. And again, I want to kind of expand my skill set to learn this program and be like, okay, what can I learn here to then transfer, create more opportunities for my side business, Willie T Productions, which is, the banner behind me. My friend made that logo for me. It's hilarious. It's Willy Wonka font with a microphone. It says Willie T. So now I can go to my job and be like, hey, I have this new feature. We can go to the show, which is a live call-in show. And when he said he wanted to do a live call-in show, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's like Howard Stern terrestrial radio shit that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be on the radio. So I was like, all right, let me do that. I mean, I like hosting. I like being on camera, but I don't mind being behind the camera producing as well. Like I do both. I do both pretty well. I always prefer being on camera, but it kind of helps if I know the topic we're talking about. So it didn't make sense for me to host a show like this. So I'm like, yeah, let me produce. I can do that. It's fun.
Yeah. And as I was saying before, I don't think people appreciate until they actually open up the software and kind of see what it takes. And again, like I have a very, I do live streaming for events and things. So I have sophisticated to very primitive setup options, and one I'm using right now is I'm literally just streaming from my phone connected to a mobile teleprompter essentially.
Yeah, my screen is a mess right now. I have a laptop over here to my right, which is where I'm on the camera. The webcam's hooked up to my monitor for my computer. I got all that hooked up to the mic, hooked up to my laptop, so I can remote in to the Teams meeting. I'm on the Teams meeting twice, so I can then bring my audio and video and your audio video from the laptop onto the desktop. So yeah, it's really convoluted. It's really confusing. I'm trying to explain to someone, they just kind of zone out after I say my screen's a mess. So I could go on to the nitty gritty details and kind of teach it all how it works, but you don't care. You just care that it works. But I will say, if someone wanted to do this on their own, it's like, all right, do you have like $5,000 to dump into a gaming PC? Because that's the kind of like computing power it needs. Like while I'm doing it, I'm also monitoring like my CPU temperatures to make sure I'm not overheating. Because that happens, and that's a problem. That's how my computer crashed during Foamsgiving. So like it took me a long time to build up the kind of infrastructure in this microphone. Like this microphone I'm using is a radio microphone. Like Howard Stern uses this microphone, right? So that's why, and I use this microphone at WRHU and at school. So that's why I bought it. The mixer I have is something that took me years to buy. So if someone's just starting content too, I say start with a budget of $0. Start doing something, and as you pick up traction, then you upgrade.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, I don't think people can fully appreciate what is involved with live streaming until you kind of do it yourself. And again, live streaming can be as simple as just picking up your phone and connecting. But, at a certain level, when you're trying to increase production value and do things, obviously, you want to invest, time, effort, and hardware to get things done. So, if you guys are interested in kind of what live streaming is all about, check out some live streaming options out there. A good one, all-in-one that I like to use is called YOLO. YOLO Stream, YOLO, YOLO, YOLO.
I don't know YOLO.
So
YOLO.
it's an all-in-one streamer. So it's just basically a screen, and you just plug your HDMI's in, and then you connect your accounts to it, and you can do some simple overlays and things like that. But I basically did the Maryland Foam tournament the first year all by myself on that. So if that's any indication of what can potentially be done very simply, check that out for sure. But yeah, if you've ever opened up OBS or that interface and you're wondering what am I looking at, you're not alone. And again, that's kind of where you come in and like what are some things that are involved with the streaming process, just for people that want to know. And actually, before we get that, I just want to shout out to DMF. Dead Man's Foam is in the chat, has joined us. What up? Looks like your targets, or maybe that was Big Lore. Someone's targets were getting a lot of love. I was seeing. There was a question that I saw that I wanted to. Where was it? Oh gosh, I'll find it later. But yeah, what are some tips, tricks, or advice you can give for anyone that may be interested in trying to get into live streaming or podcasting? I remember my first early 2000s. I just moved to California. This must have been like 2004, 2005. I think iMac 2 or 3 had just come out, still looking just that little translucent screen kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that computer. I had that computer for so long, and I used to rock iMovie night and day. iMovie was my jam.
iMovie and GarageBand.
Yeah. So I was just going to bring up GarageBand had a thing for a podcast, and that's kind of where I learned about. I didn't know what a podcast was. It was just like the app was GarageBand podcast, da 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 da.
Yep.
And I remember recording, kind of like a little show or whatever, and I was like, dang, this is pretty cool.
Really cool. Yeah,
that you can do this all by yourself, and taking MIDI loops and making beats. At one point, you guys, but I used to hang out with some relatively well-known lyricists from the West Coast. But yeah, that was because you're able to create, your own studio production value quality, just because you had a thing like an iMac that existed.
Yeah.
That 5 years before that you'd pay a few grand just to get into a recording studio. So, but yeah, what are some tips and things, advice that you can give for people that may be interested in stepping up or starting or stepping up and evolving their setup for live streaming? Where should people start? I guess we'll start there.
I'll say a start. It's very possible. It's a lot easier to do now than it was 11 years ago when I was doing just audio. And I taught myself everything. I taught myself this program. No one taught me. I mean, they gave me a little bit of guidance. YouTube University is the best place to go. Sort of whatever program you're using, whether it's an Adobe Suite to edit, Audition for audio, Premiere for video, After Effects for effects, OBS, or what I use, vMix, which is just like OBS on steroids. Just go to YouTube. Whatever problem you're having, go to YouTube, type in, how do I do what I'm trying to do on this platform? And you can teach yourself. It really isn't that complicated. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And live streaming really is kind of, I don't want to say it's set it and forget it, but it's really kind of set it and then reuse it and then template it. So yeah. I don't recreate the same project file in the software for Foam Zone and Get Off My Lawn. I have one file and I save it and I just swap out the assets. And the program is really good at like organizing things. Like when we have B-roll, extra footage, or images, I just put them all in a folder. I upload a folder and automatically puts it into a slideshow. So all I have to do is just hit an effect and it automatically plays. And every 7 seconds I can set it to, or I can do it manually. It just does it automatically. So where to start is just figure out exactly what you want to do, and then just go and try and figure out how to do it. OBS is free. I could be doing all of this show through OBS, but it's a little more complicated with the cuts and the transitions because you got to use what's called the scenes instead of just different boxes in front of me. But it's hard to beat free and just kind of learn, because last thing you want to do is spend money on a program like vMix to use it for 3 weeks, 3 months, and you quit, right? Yeah. Like, luckily, I paid a one-time fee for this. I paid $1,200 for this program. I have it for life. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that because I'm going to be doing this forever. So definitely, and look for their communities, whether it's a Reddit forum or if it's something like a vMix. They have on their website a support forum where if I have a question, I can go in there and ask for help. Someone from that community will answer it, or I can reach out to their team directly. They're also very good with all that kind of stuff and getting back to me in a timely manner. Or just going to YouTube. Or if you don't want to do live streaming and just want to do a little more video production, Riverside is probably one of the best out there for podcasting. In terms of equipment, just like I said, start on your laptop, built-in microphone, built-in camera. Just use what you have until you know you want to keep doing it. If you want to invest in it. Spend maybe like $200 on a good microphone, maybe $300 on a decent webcam, and just keep doing it. Figure out what you're good at, figure out what you like, get creative and get inspired. So if you want to create content, consume content. Who do you want to be like? Who do you want to emulate? Don't copy them, but figure out what works for them, how it can work for you, but also kind of find a way to make it just a little bit different. So like for phone flinging, for example, everyone was doing blaster reviews, right? Every single person was doing blast reviews. And then Chelo, using what he has as his massive property, he's like, all right, I'm going to do something different. And then it just takes off. Or someone like Sophie Lightning blew up on TikTok doing something just a little bit different. But they all started consuming content, started exactly where you're going to start, which is at the beginning, at the back of the line. And this kind of just play around. The best part of having no audience is no one sees you fail except for you. So keep that in mind too.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's all great. It sounds like if this is something you're interested in, use what you got. Find a platform or something where you can test it out and see if you like it, and then grow from there. And you really only need a phone or a laptop. And then you can continue to add on microphones, mixers, cameras, more advanced software. But yeah, that's great. Just being able to easily have an opportunity to try something like this. Again, like I don't think this was available, 5 years ago. You would never be able to think of this caliber and capacity. You'd be able to do something like that. So
it was definitely harder. Yeah, it was a little more work because like we had to figure out how to get from Teams. Because I could do it through Zoom very easily, but at the time, and now it's even easier to do it through Zoom, but at the time, we had to figure out how to do it through Teams and NDI connections. And I still get confused. The tech and like the servers and the audio routes and like the video routes is still confusing me. Like I'm not a broadcast technician. But I've worked in that environment, so I get it conceptually, but like actually explain it to someone, it's like, man, sometimes you just get lucky. And once you figure it out, you just don't touch it again. You figure it out.
I do want to direct people as far as phone flinging, live streaming events, TNT events. Actually sometimes streams their events, their scrimmages and practices. Sometimes they're private, but I do think they eventually set them to public. But if you want to see a fantastic live stream production of foam fling, definitely check out what the TNT production group is doing. They're doing some pretty fantastic work, as well as the production work that they stream for RAG for the BTA tournament out there. Fish and Casual have a Casual Fellow and have a great live streaming setup to capture the coverage of the event itself. One question, for two things. AJ is trying to bribe me with a drum mag if I give some Maryland mayhem hints. So I'm intrigued. What would you like to know? I may bite if I'm able to. So AJ, let me know. I want that drum mag. And then Al is asking, or is it Al? It
Yeah, it's
might
Al.
be.
Dumbest thing you've seen us do.
No,
Right?
it's Agent
That one?
Hazard.
Okay.
Agent Hazard has a very, very, very good question. Who is the GOAT of Nerf tubers on YouTube? So I want to hear what the live chat comment section has to
That's a
say
question
about
for
that.
you, man. I don't know. I have no
No,
idea. You
no.
guys
I
gotta
mean,
tell
there's so
me.
many good ones. I mean, I think a lot of us grew up and respect and have a lot of joy for Coop's content. Wallcom has always been solid for people. Drac has always been good. Beret, yeah, of course, Beret is a goat. Flux is a goat. Luke's got some out of darts has some great content. There's a lot of goats out there, but Naptown Nerf was really good. Bradley Phillips has some really good content if you're into that. But there are a lot of goats. But go check out Al the Geek stuff. Al the Geek has been taking off. Really taking off. If you haven't been observing, go check out the numbers on Al's on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. Pretty impressive. So, but yeah, there's a lot of goats out there. But yeah, I think I kind of mentioned the ones I stand out to me for Nerf tubers, and of course you can always throw in Sophie and Aaron Esser and PDK and those guys if you enjoy that stuff, which I do. I think it's entertaining, and I appreciate the work and effort and production value that goes into everyone's content, and that they're willing to share. So again, that's what it's all about. Just putting yourself out there and trying to connect and promote and just share the passion, regardless of what it is. But yeah, so I think we're getting to that time. If anyone else has any questions that they would like to ask Daffy or have any comments, I know we're still talking about goats, but go ahead and drop that down in the live comment section. Daffy, where do you see yourself? Where do you see us in the near future? And what are you looking forward to?
That website needs to be finished, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. So things can actually get started and things can actually, start growing. Yeah, that's my main thing. We've kind of been treading water here for the past, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years maybe.
That's how it goes.
But so, I mean, honestly, that's been a little disappointing, but it is what it is. We keep showing up. The same people keep showing up, so that's good. That's supportive. That's great. Getting monetized on. I remember when we got monetized with YouTube. That was huge. That was a big milestone. I was like, all right, the first 1,000 was the hardest, but now it's going to get easier. So that was a good first step. But I think it was like ever since the first time we got banned.
That's how you made it.
Got a stream pulled down. That was kind of a turning point.
That's how you made it.
I definitely want to do the call-in shows again, but I know that also costs money, so that's problematic. Because I think that is where the show can really take off. Because that's the kind of live engagement. That's our differentiator, the call-in show. So I want the website to be finished. I want the call-in shows to be every single week. Because that's a great skill set to have, and that's a great thing to actually do. That's another thing we had to really figure out and how difficult that was. But I just cost money, and Derek knows how to do it, so I still got to actually learn how to do that properly. But yeah, where are we going to be in 5 years? I hope not here. So we'll see.
Hopefully, next chapter, bigger, better things. But the hobby will continue to grow, hopefully. So I'm optimistic. Again, Daffy, where can people find Willie T?
Yeah, so my business is Willie T Productions. The main place to find me is on LinkedIn. I work with actually financial advisors. I work in the finance space, so the exact opposite of what we do here. I mean, if you want to find me on LinkedIn, I guess, send me a connection request. It's Will Tarashuk, T as in Thomas, Arashuk. I post there every day, trying to grow my business. I'm now doing this kind of work full time. So looking for that next stage, that next chapter, that next opportunity as well. So we'll see what happens day at a time. I'm taking it a day at a time right now.
Very cool. And you have personally been challenged by Agent Hazard to make it out to a Nerf event at some point. So
Yeah,
hopefully we'll
at
see
some
you.
point. I'm gonna need to borrow. I'm gonna need to borrow a blaster, but yeah, I'll do it. I mean, it looks fun. You guys look like you're having a lot of fun. So
We'll
there's no
we'll
reason
get you
not
down
to
to
do it.
Mayhem.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
reason
we'll get you.
not to do it.
There's never a reason not to Nerf, in my opinion, but I'm biased. So Daffy, appreciate you for joining us. I hope everyone else, all our viewers, had a great time. It's a fantastic opportunity to show the face of the man behind the curtain that helps us operate weekly. It's not an easy task. No one's getting paid for this, but again, we all do this because we have a passion for foam flinging in some form or fashion, one way or another. So that's what it is all about. But again, I want to thank you all for joining us again for another episode of the Foam Zone. We will be back here on the World Foam Alliance YouTube channel streaming next Wednesday at 8 p.m. with Al the Geek. And Get Off My Lawn with another episode of Get Off My Lawn with Al the Geek and Captain Xavier. I'm going to see if I can get this call show back on the air and see if we can get this going again. So stay tuned for that. But yes, meet us back next week for Get Off My Lawn, and we'll be back the next week with a guest from oh gosh, I'm so sorry. It's an organizer who runs an HVZ event that will be happening in March. So super excited to talk shop with that. But again, I appreciate everyone joining us this evening. Tune in next week, 8 p.m. for Get Off My Lawn. Always remember that you are not alone. Be kind and love your family. And always remember to dart sweet. Have a good one, guys.